Hello CBC, Matty Gary here to give you the Sunday warm-up. I am given the message this week and it will be over John 18. But before we go over the warm-up for the John 18, I just want to give you all a reminder of Easter week coming up. Once again, Thursday is Maundy Thursday is what we call it, and we will have a service. It is at 7 p.m. that night. If you don't know what Maundy means, please come to this service. It is a wonderful teaching on that word, and it is a blessed time to be together as we are celebrating Easter week. And then Good Friday we have a service which is also at 7 p.m. Please come and be a part of that service where we go over the 7 words, the 7 last words of Jesus. And it is a blessed time to be together as we think about what is taking place on that Friday. And then Saturday, we have an event for a family celebration. It's the Easter family celebration on Saturday at 2 o'clock. There will be games and food, and bring the whole family out and have a good time with that. And then Sunday, Easter Sunday, we will be celebrating the risen Lord at our normal times. And just mark those things in your calendar. And as I said on last Sunday, that truly every day we should be celebrating the risen King. Every Sunday we gather on the Lord's Day, we are celebrating the risen King. And so as we move into Easter week, and certainly from chapter 18 of John, it starts this progression pretty quickly towards the purpose of what Jesus came. And so that leads me into what the message is going to be focused on. Chapter 18 is a very filled and like a whirlwind of a chapter. There's a lot to go over in it. I think one of the major things that we see in 18 are the signs and the prophecy that has been being fulfilled, especially from what Jesus has said about himself for his very purpose of coming. And so take a look as you're reading through chapter 18, and I would say read it through multiple times and take note, write down the signs, the fulfillment of prophecy that John points out that is taking place as Jesus is being arrested and marched towards his death on the cross. And so our main focus will be kind of going over the signs, which is all over the chapter. But then the main message after that will come from chapter 18, obviously, verses 33 through 40, the last end of the chapter. There's one verse that really takes note, maybe 2 verses that takes note for me, and I want to read it to you and then tell you the verse. Take note of it as you're reading this. It is verse 37 where Pilate and Jesus are talking to each other, and it says, "Then Pilate said to him, 'So are you a king?' And Jesus answered, 'You say that I am a king. For this purpose I was born, and for this purpose I have come into the world, to bear witness to the truth.'" And so I would really want to have the last part of the message focus on Jesus's purpose for coming to this world and asking this question, because at the end of verse 38, Pilate asked this: "What is truth?" And so I want to talk about truth. What is truth in this world today where truth is questioned, and many people say there isn't a truth? I have my own truth, and there can only be one truth. That's the only logical thing that can happen. One truth. There's not many truths. There's not my truth. There is one truth, and it is our King's truth. So I want to go over that as we do that. And so for our warm-up, there is quite a bit of reading or flipping around, especially in John, to get our heads wrapped around what we're reading and seeing in chapter 18 as a whole. But to begin with, if you got a pen and paper, write this down. Deuteronomy 18, verses 15 through 22. Deuteronomy 18, 15 through 22. I'll read that. And then Psalm 41, 9. Read that. And take note and read through Isaiah 53. What a wonderful chapter in Isaiah as we are approaching Easter weekend. I think we should definitely be reading that along this from this point until we reach Easter, just seeing what the prophecy about the suffering servant, the King who dies on a cross for us. Read about it. It should hit your heart. It should make you filled with joy, knowing what our Savior has done for us. And then with that, the rest is in John. The rest of the verses for us to go over. It will be John 8, verses 31 through 38, and then verses 48 through 59. And the focus on that section is verse 58. Take note of that. And then move over to chapter 12 of John and read verses 33 and 32. Chapter 13, verses 18 through 19, and verses 36 through 38 of chapter 13. And then move over to chapter 14 and read verse 6. And then move over to chapter 17 and read verse 12 and verses 17 through 19. Just a little bit scattered through John that really comes to fulfillment in chapter 18, and it helps us to just see that Jesus is truly who he says he is. He is the Son of God. He is the God. He is God incarnate. He is the second person of the Trinity. He is the Son of God. And truly, by coming to these ideas, or to these things that John writes, that we can truly believe that Jesus is the Christ who was prophesied to come from the very beginning of Genesis 3 verse 15. And with that, I say take time through that and read 18 multiple times through the week. Every day, try and just go through it and take note of the signs and wrestle with this. Jesus' purpose for coming and for speaking truth. What is truth? What is truth? What is truth? Think about those things. And then I'll see you Sunday. Prayers for you all as you are warming up and studying, and I can't wait to see you all this coming Sunday.